So most women I work with in their 40s and 50s want two things at the same time. They want fat loss, but they also understand the importance of muscle gain. Especially as they're getting older, they're hearing more and more about all the side effects of muscle loss as they age. And the problem is that fat loss advice generally is leading them in the wrong direction. And this is a really important thing we should talk about. They're eating a lot less calories. They're in a very large calorie deficit. They're trying to be consistent. And a lot of times they are dabbling a little bit in weightlifting, but generally it's weightlifting classes, which probably isn't going to give them the change that they expect. And this is where the idea of losing fat while building muscle becomes a little bit of a mystery for people. And so body recomposition is exactly that. That's what we call that. And that's very challenging to do for a lot of people, but you absolutely can lose fat and build muscle at the same time, especially if you're new to lifting, or maybe you've taken a break from lifting for a while and you're coming back, or you've got a lot of body fat to lose. Also, people who have been lifting, but maybe not seriously. They haven't been following a structured plan. So it's definitely doable for many people, especially a lot of women out there that I work with. However, if you've been training pretty hard consistently for a few years, you've been following the program, or you just don't have very much body fat to lose, it could be more of a challenge for you. But these principles that I'm going to talk about today are still going to apply in getting the best results possible. The biggest difference for someone who's been consistently training is that they might have to increase their calorie intake so that their body is more likely to build muscle at that point. So in terms of principles, the first one I want to talk about is going to be protein intake. This is going to be extremely important if your goal is to build muscle. And a lot of women I work with, when I start looking at their food diary, they're only eating 60 to 80 grams a day, which is very low. So, just starting out, trying to get up to 100 or a little bit more than that per day is going to be great for body composition. And of course, we can get sciencey on it, but that's an easy number to start with for a lot of people. 0.8 to 1 gram per pound of body weight could be a great target for some people. However, if you're overweight and maybe you're 200 pounds, that would be a lot of protein to consume. So generally, look at your lowest goal weight that you would try to attain, and that could be a great target. So if you're 200 pounds and your lowest goal weight might be 135, that could be a good goal for protein. But again, if you're not even getting 100 grams a day, let's start with that first, okay? Now, principle number 2 is creating a small calorie deficit, because the lower calories go, the harder it is going to be to build muscle. And this is important. Eat as many calories as you can while still losing weight slowly. And the first thing you could do is just find a TDEE calculator online. It's very simple, total daily energy expenditure. And you put in your information, and it's going to give you a target goal for maintenance. From there, you're going to reduce it very slightly to 250 calories less a day. And even maintenance, just eating at maintenance consistently is going to give you the fuel to help you build muscle while losing fat, okay? Now, principle 3, this is the important part. You have to be lifting weights while you're doing this, because muscle's not going to come from just your food alone. You've got to have the training in there as well. So I would start generally 2 to 4 times a week. It's really going to work well for most women. Total body training seems to be the best fit for people who are only doing 2 to 4 times a week, and making sure that you're using progressive overload. So you're increasing your weight, increasing your reps over time. You just need to make sure you track your weight and reps so you're not guessing on that stuff. Now, the next principle I want to talk about is NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So this is mainly just like walking, steps, moving, fidgeting. So if we can get your steps higher, right, it's going to allow you to eat more food. And this is wonderful, because guess what? That's going to be easier to hit your protein goals. A lot of times when people's calories are really low, it's really hard to hit your protein goals, because you're going to have to sacrifice your carbs and fats, right? You got to sacrifice your calories for that protein. So if we can get your activity up, it's going to be much easier to eat enough protein. Now, the last goal I want to talk about, principle, is sleep. It's going to help with recovery, hunger control, and consistency, right? So if you can aim for 7 hours, that's awesome. But we have to remember, I know you're busy, you're working, you're a mom, you got so many things going on, even maybe hot flashes at night, right? So the best thing you can do is just try to set some good sleep goals and improve your sleep from where you've been, and that's the most important thing. So instead of focusing on just getting smaller, focus on getting stronger, eating enough protein, and building consistent habits. That's where body recomposition is going to happen. And I think it's important that we just, again, we're always talking about getting smaller, eating less, doing less, but we need to focus on building our body if we really want to make this happen. It's just going to, chasing fat loss is just going to cause you to undereat and underfuel. And it usually is going to lead to muscle loss, especially if you're taking GLP-1s. Many times people taking GLP-1s need to really be careful to make sure they're not undereating, because they will lose a lot of muscle mass in that process. But if you're tired of guessing and you want a simple plan to help you lose fat, build strength, and stay consistent, that's exactly what we do inside the HEAT method. I'll put a link below.